Genshin Impact recently revealed new content for the game. Nod-Krai looks like an exciting zone, but comes with some interesting decisions. Level 100 characters are finally being introduced. As a new player, I thought this was a pretty interesting concept and was wondering what the community thought of it. I, for one, only have a few characters at the maximum level of 90, and still can't clear the endgame content yet as I'm still building a second team. But would level 100 really matter though? According to most, it's a slight increase to base stats, and we saw that in the livestream as well. A little bit of attack and defense, and about 1000 HP. And no ascension stat, but it does significantly increase transformative reaction damage like Hyper Bloom. So, is it any good though? Mechanically, sure. Higher numbers are always going to be more damage, but is it any good from the perspective of game design or from the perspective of the entire game itself? Now, I'm still new, getting back into the game at the end of July. I won't act like I know a lot, but I just want to talk about how to actually obtain a level 100 character and see what I understand from this topic. If I get anything wrong, let me know in the comments. The way you obtain a level 100 character is by raising a character's Constellation level all the way up to 6, then raising it further 3 more times for a total of 10 copies of the same 5-star character. While I understand the concept of this to allow whales to push their accounts further and use the duplicated 5-star characters to obtain a higher level character, it just seems odd. Leveling a character and gaining power with your team is one of the main things you do in the game, specifically making a number go up. Many people love the idea in gaming that their numbers go up, and that's why when you hit for over 100,000, it feels really good. And level 100 is such a big number. It's such a good number. Designing an endgame branch based around gacha and spending money to obtain the highest level just sounds bad on paper. The problem is not that whales now have more content and more power. That was actually fine, as there are lots of whales who run the game who run out of content and run out of things to do, so designing things for them to do is really smart. Just like the super challenge modes of the Stygian Onslaught, which isn't necessarily whale bait, but it really is for whales, because the whales keep the game alive and make the majority of Hoyoverse's money, so giving them content is still important. However, if we're tying it to a game mechanic, such as levels, it just doesn't seem smart. It just sounds predatory on paper. You can't even reach max level unless you pay raft loads of money. However, it doesn't block you out from completing any parts of the game. The hardest content in the game that rewards Primo Gems is clearable by free-to-play accounts using only 4-star characters. So even though that there is power creep in the game from the limited 5-star characters, it doesn't make it impossible to clear the game, and the stat boost that level 100 gives is actually not really going to matter for the average player. I highly doubt Hoyoverse will redesign their entire game around level 100 and make everything harder simply because now you can get level 100 characters. And therefore you have to force the free-to-play players to actually buy level 100 or quit because you just can't clear content. This would make no sense, get rid of a majority of their player base, and it feels unfeasible because they literally said in their live stream they're making the content in domains and world bosses easier. If Genshin designs content for whales, that's fine, they can do that. But they shouldn't design content for whales that reward Primo Gems, because that makes no sense, as whales already have basically an infinite supply of those, because they spend a lot of money. So why reward them with something they don't really care about? So I highly doubt they're going to reshape the entire meta to force players into getting their characters up to level 100. The real issue with level 100 is simply the fact that it is a level. A big part of gaming is the dopamine release from big number go up, right? You level up a character and you're like, wow, this is great. You get a character to level 90 and you're like, wow, they're so strong now. And what you could have done is added level 100 for everyone, and then added the exact same thing for whales to obtain the higher characters, right? So pulling 10 copies of the same 5-star and making it so that you have a little gold star next to your character and they're awakened or mastered or something like that. That way, whales have their content and everyone else is able to have level 100 characters. Now, on top of level 100 characters, they also added obtainable constellations through weekly activities for some limited and standard 5-star characters. And while I was very happy about this due to the fact that I will finally get my C1 Hutao, and that will save me either money or Primo Gems, it made me wonder exactly who this event was for. Was it just for people like me, half noobs who played for a bit and quit, and now I'm coming back to play again? Now I have an opportunity to pull a C1 on a character that I have? You can't pull to obtain new characters, and you can't pull for any characters that are deemed too powerful like Kazuha or like Yelan. Although they did say they would add more characters in the future. It just makes me wonder, like, why? Like, Genshin being 5 years old, there should be more opportunities to roll characters, right? I have 20,000 Primo Gems. Why can't I pull someone like Albedo, who hasn't been on a banner in years? Why are there not, like, more opportunities for me to pull a character instead of waiting? It's a little lame, but overall, actually, I really like the game Genshin Impact. I think it is a wonderful game. I'm quite happy with Nod-Krai. I'm really excited for the update. I don't actually think that level 100 is going to affect me at all. I mostly see a lot of people people blowing it out of proportion like, oh my god, level 100, what are you doing? But it's the same people who assumed Columbina was going to be psycho and creepy when we know nothing about her, besides that she's beautiful. I see the obtainable constellations as a win for me, because now I don't have to buy or pull C1 Hutao anymore. But I just wonder how many people would agree with me. I'm still a bit of a noob. I don't really have any dislike toward anything that was announced in the update. I just kind of found it odd that they decided to paywall a level cap when leveling a character provides a lot of dopamine for a lot of people, and it's why some people even play the game at all. Especially since I play some games simply to see big numbers go up. What thoughts do you have about Nod-Krai? If someone manages to stumble across this video, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. See you all later.